You know, it is a rare winter sight for parts of North Carolina this morning.
Yeah, with snow falling and drivers waking up to those slick conditions. We have Layla Cox, who is joining us in Dare County, and she has certainly seen quite the experience since she's been down there. Layla, how's it right now?
Good morning, Eugene and Ashley, and to our Daybreak viewers this morning. Definitely a rare sight here in a usual coastal warm beach attraction area. It's now kind of a winter wonderland of a blizzard down here. And I just want to show you guys how much the snow has been accumulating. If you can show down on my feet, I mean, I'm a shorty bebop, but it's definitely almost, it's really deep, guys. I mean, if I just kind of trek through it right here, you can still see me, but in most parts of this establishment right here, which is a little bit of a restaurant, it's kind of giving not really beach vibe restaurants, more kind of a, you're over here in the a winter storm, maybe not a martini bar, but I would say hopefully they're offering some snow cones today. Definitely a plethora of ice around here in this establishment. And where I'm standing right now is actually in the middle of the street. This behind me is a crosswalk sign, but you can actually see there's no crosswalk to actually visibly see because of the snow accumulation on these roadways. Just a few moments ago, we saw local Kitty Hawk law enforcement helping a car that actually that was stuck way out there back there in that intersection. Thankfully, they were able to get those people out there safely. But if you can just hear the wind, it's really quiet and eerie, but the wind gusts have been picking up gradually since we've been here yesterday morning. And along on the coast, I showed you guys, you know, in my last live hit, the tidal flooding is really starting to pick up. The high tides of the beach is really starting to come into usually the parts where you're trying to trek down into the sand and find your spot. It's covered in snow or freezing foam because of these frigid temperatures. Now, if you're out here in Dare County, we are under a state of emergency across North Carolina, but Dare County Emergency Management Services is really urging anyone in these areas to stay home and make sure your winter weather prepared, as these conditions could possibly linger into the work and school week for you guys tomorrow. So be sure to stay here with us at 13 News Now as we continue to monitor these snowy conditions. The snow is thick, and maybe next time you see me, Jaron and I will have maybe a little bit of a snowball fight. But just be sure to stay here with us, guys. Live in Outer Banks, I'm Layla Cox, 13 News Now.
You know, I have to say, when we look down the street there, Layla, I love the lightness of the snow, but you can see down the street that the wind was really whipping there kind of at the end. You can really make out how strong those windy conditions are. You can see that snow moving out there. Yeah, if you kind of zoom in maybe just a little bit there to the light, you could almost kind of, we were talking about the snow nados. Yeah, you can see it right there.
And that's been part of what's been so interesting, I think, about this particular storm. The high tides along with the winter weather, but that wind that you're talking about, Layla. Can I ask you just real quick, since you've been closer to the water and now you're where you are, has the wind been stronger the closer you are to the beachfront, or are you kind of seeing it be the same around the entirety of the area?
Yes, guys. The closer you get to the coast, the more the wind picks up. I mean, it's a complete difference from when you saw me last live hit. I could barely even see you guys because the wind was blowing in my face. But over here, you can still feel the wind, just not as strong. So if you are in these coastal lying areas, we actually see a home right here that has a few lights on. Hopefully those people aren't going out into their decks because it's really bad as close as you get to the ocean as possible.
Yeah, for sure. We've seen changes in the conditions of even just Layla's live shot from when she was closer to the coast, and that wind was really whipping past her face, but you can see it's still very, very windy out there.
She said crews had to help somebody who was stuck. So again, you want to heed to all of their warnings. If you don't have to get out, please don't do so. Layla, great job. Appreciate you.